Well, hello there everyone, my name is Amy, this is Opinionated Woman, and welcome to a reading vlog. And what are we reading in this reading vlog? Palestinian authors, baby. Palestinian authors. I have, since this current conflict started, I have gone through a lot of effort to find Palestinian voices that I can read from to understand more about their culture and about their history and things like that. And these are two books that have come highly recommended. Neither of them, as far as I know, take place in Palestine, but they're by Palestinian authors about Palestinian characters, and I think that's really important for us to read about. So if you don't support Palestine, you can get the fuck off of my page, because free fucking Palestine from the river to the sea. And yeah, I'm really excited to delve into these two books and to get enveloped in a culture that I've not taken in before. So I'm very excited. Come along with me. Let's read some great books. Food. Jojo. Good morning. So, wait a second, let me get the book. I'm making my morning coffee. It's Saturday, so I wanted to talk to you about Evil Eye because somehow I've managed to already get halfway through this book, and it's so freaking good. It's so freaking good. So I'm just going to put it to the side while I make my coffee. So the main character's name is Yara. And she is a mother of two, and she has a husband, and she was born in New York, in Brooklyn, to first generation. She was a first generation Palestinian immigrant, so her parents came from Palestine. And her childhood was very limited. Her brothers were allowed to do just about whatever they wanted, but because she was a girl, she was very limited in what she was allowed to do. And she's told by everyone that she has it so good. She's got a husband that provides. She's got two beautiful daughters. She's allowed, like her husband lets her have a job, and she shouldn't have anything to complain about. But she's very depressed because she's literally limited on all fronts. Like, all she wanted when she was younger was to be free. And she thought by marrying Fadi that she would get this freedom, and she just doesn't. And he is so dismissive, like, fuck, he pisses me off so much. And whenever she tries to confide in anyone, like in her family and stuff, they're like, oh no, what's your problem? Like, your job, your whole purpose is to provide for your husband, to look good for him, to look after the children. And their solution is always either you've been cursed, which is her mother's solution. She's like, no, you're feeling this way because you must have been cursed. Because her mother was told she was cursed when she was younger. And that really fucked up their lives. Or she's told by people, well, just quit your job. You don't need to work anyway. So what's the point? It's obviously making you upset. And that's totally not the issue. Like, she needs her job to feel the freedom that she wants to get, but she's so limited in her life by what people expect of her as a woman. And anytime she dares to say anything, her husband just fobs her off, just gets really angry with her right away, and accuses her of always picking fights. And then people are like, you've got so much more freedom than so many Arab women. It's like, what is your deal? And it's, oh man, it is so frustrating. And the writing is gorgeous. The writing is so beautiful, and the metaphors and everything are so wonderful. And then she has these excerpts where she'll talk about when she was a child and her mother would take them to Palestine to visit her teta, her grandmother, and how much her mother used to come alive when they were in Palestine, when they were in the place where they felt the most like themselves, the most like they belonged, because this is their homeland. And her mother would turn into a completely different person because her mother definitely suffered from depression, but was told that it was a curse. And those parts are so beautiful, the way they describe where they live, even though they're living in a refugee camp in the West Bank. But the way she sees it and the freedom and the beauty that she sees in it is so evident. It's so beautifully written into the narrative. So yeah, Etaf Rum really knows how to write. She wrote another one called A Woman Is No Man that I've added to my TBR, because I've run through this book so fast, and it's just so beautifully done, and it's just such a really intense, nuanced and complex character study. And you know, if you know my reading, you know that people-based books, like character-based books, are my bread and butter, and this is exactly that. So really liking this so far. I can't believe I finished this book so fast, but I finished The Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. And this was exactly the type of book that I absolutely love. There is not a crazy plot. There is not, like, it's not fast-paced. This is a slow-paced, very internal character study of a book, and I thought it was so beautifully done. Like, I've told you that, like, the basis of it, but we get to see so much of Yara's internal work that she does, seeking out new friends, seeking out help from a therapist that like aligns with her a little bit more closely, and finding journaling as a way to go through her trauma, because she doesn't realize how much inherited trauma and generational trauma that she's experienced through just from like her childhood, with her father being abusive and her mother being very depressed, but also not being in her native land, the land that she feels the most connected to, not being able to be in Palestine, especially after her grandmother dies. They never go back to Palestine anymore, and she feels this pull towards it that she just can't get rid of. And but then she doesn't realize that like her grandmother getting stripped from her land, getting taken away from her land, and then building a new life within a refugee camp, she doesn't realize how much like trauma that was passed down onto her. She thinks that like a lot of the time her husband just tells her to get over it, and it's not all about her, and everyone in the past had it so much rougher. But because the other women in her past have had so much of a hard time, it has dribbled down through the generations to her. And she starts to put herself first and look at herself as a mother in a completely different way. And it was so beautifully done. I need to read everything this author writes. It's beautiful. And also, I think because the chapters are so short and it's just written, it's so readable, but it's also really descriptive and beautiful. I absolutely ran through this book. I can't believe how fast I got through this. But man, what a great book. What a great book. So now I'm going to go into You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arafat. And I've heard so many good things about that book. So let's hope this is going to be a vlog of just loving everything I read, because I love when that happens. Talk to you about the book You Exist Too Much, but I'm just putting laundry in my washing machine at the moment because I wanted to update you on life stuff. So tomorrow is the first day of my new job. I got the job in my last vlog. I went for an interview and literally later that day they offered it to me, so I obviously impressed them, which is great. It's at a yarn store, which is ideal for me. Bookstore or yarn store would be my perfect situation when it comes to retail. And also I was definitely looking for something that was part-time, not full-time, because the hours and everything on they don't work with my mental health. And I also need time to work on Real Gay Crochet and do my freelance writing. So it's very exciting. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. I have not worked with co-workers since 2019. And I think the situations I was in there were much longer hours. I was in a position of power. I was in charge of a lot of people. I think I'm going to be working with one, maybe two people maximum, whereas the other jobs I was working with either 5 people in a tiny space or 30 people in an entire restaurant. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I am going to go into it differently than the last time, because this time I am medicated. I've got my medication sort of on par, except for my sleeping meds, but we're trying to work on that. And I'm not going to be as open and word vomity as I was in my last job. I would talk about fucking everything. And I think it opened me up to a lot of criticism, and it made me very vulnerable. And I don't want to do that. And I just want to keep to myself and not have that horrible sort of defensive, mean person come out, which has happened in my past jobs. This is going to be something a lot more casual, a lot more low stress. There's no cooking involved. There's no fires behind me. I'm not in a hot kitchen. I'm not standing the entire day. Hopefully I can crochet when it's quiet. I'm not sure yet. I don't know any of the details of everything yet. I might be able to get a full lunch hour, which I need to say the restaurant name. I would get maybe 30 minutes max as a lunch break, if I even manage to take that lunch break. So I am excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm going to take my book with me. I'm going to take my crochet with me. I've got an outfit already sorted out. And I'm going to be able to listen to loads of audiobooks, which is really great, and catch up on my podcasts, which is going to be so nice. So I am almost halfway through You Exist Too Much. And it's weird when you read books and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what's the main character's name? And in here it just says young woman. And I don't know if they've said her first name at all in this book so far, because it's told from her point of view. So I'm not 100% sure. So she's basically, here it says it's on a dizzying tour of love, addiction, rehab, homophobia, betrayal, obsession, love, and the aching needs for a mother's unconditional love. So right at the start of the book, she is living with her girlfriend, and her mother doesn't know that she's dating a woman. She has kept it secret, and she has a confrontation with her, and it goes very, very badly. But at the same time, she's sort of very distant from this girlfriend. They work very different shifts, and she sort of finds attachments to people, like the way she describes it as anyone except her actual partner. So she got attached to a nutritionist when she was at rehab for her eating disorder. And then she got attached to a French teacher that she was teaching, and that was teaching her. And she realizes it's like a form of a love addiction, and she takes herself to a facility to deal with that, because there's a lot of stuff that she has to deal with. Like she's just struggling. I think she's running away from a lot of stuff that's going on internally and putting those issues onto a fixation. And before it was eating, and now it's love. And it also goes backwards and forwards between there's like a vignette between chapters, showing her on holiday in Jordan or visiting Gaza, or the West Bank, when she's on holiday when she's a child. And the first little vignette that we start off with, she's walking through Bethlehem as a child, and she was 12, and she's walking past outside the Church of the Nativity, and one of the men calls out that she's haram because she's a woman that is wearing shorts, but she's 12 years old. So it just like makes her identity and like her feeling about her body very distinct right away, which is very intense. So like it starts off being like this is going to be a real look into the psyche of this character, and the way that she sees herself, and the way that growing up in America and not in her own country has changed things, and the duality of being those two different identities in two separate places and never feeling completely part of one of them. It's really well written. I'm also running through this one. Like I've found two authors. Like I was looking for Palestinian books, and now I found two authors that would be auto-buy authors for me. I mean, I haven't read the end of this, but so far from the writing style, these are authors that I will look out for and buy again. This is her debut, but it came out in 2020, so you never know, she might be coming out with something soon. She's also really fucking beautiful. What the heck? Anyway, that's how I'm feeling. I will let you know how I'm doing with the job and everything tomorrow. Okay, I'm already on time. I've got time to sit down and drink a cup of coffee. This is my work fit. Just a little blue t-shirt. You can't see it very backlit. Blue t-shirt, Lucy Yak jeans, and my Daisy sneakers. Also done my hair. I've got my beach paste in there. So just got to do some scrunching. And yeah, I'm on time. It says I should take like 30 minutes to get there, but I'm leaving with 45, just to make sure. And I think I also need to get some petrol. So we'll see how it goes. I'll try and update during the day, but obviously I don't know what the situation is like, so I don't know if that's possible, but I'm nervous. Okay, I'm here. I'm 15 minutes early. I'm gonna go in 10 minutes early. The getting here is so pretty. It's such a cool commute, so I'm excited about it. But I can see them moving around in the shop. But I'm gonna wait until 10 to, and then I'm gonna go in. I'm having my lunch.
good so far. Learning lots of things. Learning how to stock stuff, learning how to use the till. It's good. It's good so far. Having a good time. My hair is up to date because sensory. Also, I'm getting a haircut soon. Yay! I go to Scar, if you want to know, because the last time I got a haircut, it was exactly what I wanted. So I went to this like really queer, cool, weird place called Scar, which is on Bree Street. I'll link it down below. I went to Natasha, and Natasha? Why did I say Natasha? Natasha, and then who did my sibling go to? My sibling went to a gay man with tiny shorts, and he was awesome. I can't remember his name. He was so good, but their hair looks so cunty, and they just need an upgrade. Oh, an update on it, because we got our haircut in January. So I'm going to get my haircut again. I'm just going to do the same thing. Look for a shag, some shorter pieces in the front, and I think it's going to look sick because it looked sick the first time, and now our hair's even longer, so that's going to be cool. Anyway, I didn't get to read last night because I was so tired. And the football was on. So I watched the football, and then I just ended up going to sleep instead of reading, which is crazy for me. So I will update you more on the book. It's very much another really beautiful, introspective one where like this character is like confronting her like past traumas and her like the way the back of the book said it. Oh, her past traumas and her current demons, and it's very well executed. I love the jumping back and forwards in time, showing her history as a child, like going back to like to Egypt and Lebanon and Gaza and Jordan and places like that. And then also looking back at her like past relationship experiences and stuff. It's very well written. But I wanted to update you about work. I showed you a little clip while I was eating my lunch, but it was really good. My feet hurt so bad. I forgot that standing all day at work is it hurts your feet. I mean, and I know from experience, like I used to work 11 to 14-hour days as a chef. Your feet stop hurting as badly, and because it's part-time, I'm not doing it every single day, which is such a relief. Like I know that I'm tired at the end of my day and my feet hurt, but I don't have to wake up the next morning and do the same thing again, which is wonderful. But it was lovely being surrounded by yarn. I got to work the till. I got to serve a bunch of customers. I got to try and familiarize myself with the yarn. It's the type of shop that I cannot afford. Their like cheaper range of acrylic that they go for is like double the price of the acrylic that I use, because that is in my budget, and it's what I can price my products fairly at, because like when I'm making crochet for my business. So there's a lot of fancy ladies buying fancy yarn, but yeah, so far so good. Some silly customer stories already, but yeah, I think this is going to be a good thing for me. I will catch up with you when there's more to read. Oh, also I wanted to say, so my thriller vlog went live yesterday. I'm reading some thriller authors that I've disliked in the past. You can go check on my channel, it's already up. And my mom, so like I need to go do some recycling now, and she told me, she was like, oh my god, I was so scared your phone was going to get stolen in that last vlog, because she watched my thriller vlog and I'd propped up my phone on my car tire so I could do like a little time lapse of me putting away my recycling. She thought my phone was going to get stolen but it didn't. Just really funny. Anyway, I'm going to go get along with my day, and yeah, I'll probably chat to you when I'm done with You Exist Too Much. It was her mother that told her she exists too much. I just found that out. This is a very jumbled chat. Anyway, I think my phone is charged enough now so I can go buy myself lunch. I'm hungry. My hair is all slicked back because it's been in a pony like all day. I spent the day watching football, journaling, and then I went to the dog park and to get some cake with my sibling and their friend. And it was a good old time. It was so nice. She's so sweet. And tomorrow morning, I've just finished packing my car, but tomorrow morning I have a Thrift Fest market. So I feel like a lot of vlogs that I do like coming up are gonna be are gonna have markets in them. Lots of my reading vlogs are gonna have markets in them because I'm trying to do as many markets as possible. So yeah, in the morning we will go to the Ashanti Lodge Thrift Fest together. Well, isn't that a frickin' view for a commute? 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm here and set up. I'm directly in the sun, so I think, fuck, I brought my sunglasses and sunblocks, otherwise I would be burned to a crisp. But I didn't get to update this morning. I completely forgot, and then I saw table notes and I was like, oh. So yeah, it seems to be a good vibe. There are a lot of burners here, like people coming for Africa Burn, and let me tell you, I fucking hate a burner. Cosplaying as poor people to leave your trash in the desert and then just do a bunch of drugs. I have zero respect for it. But yeah, set up, we'll see how it goes. Thank you. This is an absolutely dead market. I did sell a lesbian flag to a really young girl, pretty, who was so awkward and adorable. It was just like seeing a girl that age, knowing that she's a lesbian and being happy to call herself that and like get a flag. I just, like, my little heart broke. It was so wonderful. Also, it was outside. I didn't know it was outside. Luckily, I bought sunblock. I think I said that. But I had sweat pouring down my arms, like from my elbow creases and from my armpits, and then all the way down my back into my fucking crack. By the way, before I tell you what I thought of You Exist Too Much, in the description box of every single one of my videos, you will see a Funds for Palestine link. That's like a master link to like a bunch of different ways that you can help. A bunch of different like mutual aid things, people on the ground, just like a whole variety of different ways you can help Palestine. It's in every single description box on every single video I post. So if you want to see that, it's down below. Oh, this hair. Luckily I'm going for a haircut next week because it's getting long and unmanageable, very mane-like. I like it that it's long, but I just think it needs more shape because like the layers are like down here now, so I don't like it so much. So okay, I finally come in to finish telling you about You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arafat. And like The Evil Eye, this was a very internal, like, look at our main character's traumas and things that she struggles with, and how the different things that have affected her life affect her day-to-day relationships. The main character is unnamed, which is so funny because like so much of the time I really don't notice when the main character is unnamed until I come to do a review, and then I'm like, our main character, I don't know. But she, as I said, she's suffering with a love addiction. She's just really, like, you can really tell, like, with the flashes that we get of her and her mother's relationship, because it's her mother who tells her you exist too much, that her feelings are too big, that she is feeling in a way that is making her mother uncomfortable. So she feels like she needs to suppress herself, and that really affects her other relationships. And the unhealthy relationship that she has with her mother really shows in her personal relationships, and she has this love addiction, and she really struggles with actually sitting within a healthy relationship, and also identifying an unhealthy relationship and knowing that she's good enough, like she deserves better, she needs to leave this unhealthy situation. She loves to fall for a person who's unattainable, even when she's got someone right in front of her that is willing to love her as she is. And it's something that she works on throughout the book, and I thought it was really, really well written. I can't believe this is a debut. I think it's a debut. But yeah, addiction, rehab, homophobia, betrayal, obsession, the aching need for a mother's unconditional love, and also the fact that she's trapped between two cultures. So she was born in the US, I think she was born in the US, but she spends a lot of time like in the Middle East, and she never feels one with either of those identities, whether in America or in different countries in the Middle East, especially where her grandmother is in the West Bank. But yeah, another writer that I am going to keep an eye on, and I'm going to keep on reading from her, because she's fucking great. And it's really like, I love a nuanced character study, and that's exactly what this is. So that is the end of my Palestinian reading vlog. I hope you did enjoy it. If you have any other Palestinian authors, Palestinian books that you really like, please put them down below. I'm so keen to read more. If you want to see more from me, my TikTok and my Instagram are down below, along with my one-time Kofi link, which is a tip jar if you ever want to support my channel, along with my crochet creations links if you ever want to buy anything crocheted from me. But other than that, like, come subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and I'll check you next time.